Carbon credit is a unit of measure, the credit given to someone or an entity if they reduce their greenhouse gas emissions in carbon dioxide equivalents by 1 unit. These carbon units are traded between or transferred from non-annexe countries, which are developing countries, to the annexed countries, which are developed countries. This is the flexibility mechanism provided through clean development mechanism under Kyoto Protocol. So let us discuss about Kyoto Protocol first. The United Nations Summit in Rio de Janeiro in 1992 leads to the formation of United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This is also called Earth Summit. It is mainly aimed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by the world nations. The member of UNFCCC decided to meet every year in order to address the problem of climate change. So in a course of time, UNFCCC members met at Kyoto in 1997 and suggested Kyoto Protocol to address climate change issue. After a series of discussions, eventually Kyoto Protocol became effective only in 2005 by ratifying most trees. So let's see what are the features of Kyoto Protocol, as it is very important, or it laid the foundation of carbon credit. World nations are divided into annexed countries, basically industrially developed nations like US, UK, Japan, etc. And non-annexe countries, which are developing countries, are underdeveloped nations like Brazil, India, etc. As per Kyoto Protocol, industrialized nations should reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by 5.2% by 2012 against 1990 levels. They also have responsibility to provide technology and financial assistance to non-annexe nations to reduce their emissions, whereas developing nations set free to and no compulsion to bind the emission targets. In order to control emissions by industrialized nations, Kyoto Protocol assigns two types of responsibilities. First one is emission trading, or we call carbon trading, and the second one is clean development mechanism, in short CDM. So let us discuss first what is the emission trading or carbon trading. Every industrialized nation has given certain quota of units called Kyoto unit, which is equivalent to emission of 1 ton of carbon dioxide or equivalent emission of other greenhouse gases like methane, nitrogen oxides, etc. If any nation exceeds these quota, it needs to be purchased Kyoto units from other nations which saved Kyoto units by reducing their emissions and bind below the assigned amount units. All these transactions are expressed in carbon credits, which gives right to emit 1 ton of carbon dioxide or equivalent amount of other greenhouse gases. This is called carbon trading or emission trading. So, to bind assigned quota of Kyoto units, each industrialized nation persuades their companies and factories to strictly adhere to assigned limit. Like these, emission trading aimed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from highly industrialized nations. Now let's see what is the clean development mechanism. Alternatively to carbon credit, industrialized nations could opt to bind their target emissions by promoting cleaner and carbon-free technologies in non-annex countries like India and Brazil, etc. Industrialized nations can assist in finance and cleaner technology to developing nations in their energy sector and thereby credit Kyoto units. Clean development mechanism may equally applicable to companies in developed nations as well. They also can acquire carbon credit by promoting clean and green technologies like solar energy, wind energy, etc. So simply we can say that the essence is all this is that it is the same as giving a child stars for doing well in studies, winning competitions, or being active in class.